This is Mark Phillip, and this is the Nerd Ball.
This is the Nerd Ball Podcast with Lorenzo Melcher.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Did I nail it?
What was that?
Did I nail it?
Yeah, you nailed it. I couldn't have asked you to do it any better than that.
I appreciate you, man.
So thanks for coming on the podcast, Mark. So what have you been nerding out about?
All right, this is gonna sound weird. I've been nerding out about the King James Bible. Yeah, the King James version of the Bible, the context around it, the translation itself, the influence that Bible has had on the English language as a whole and culture. I've been kind of all over that these last couple weeks.
That's crazy. I was 100% expecting you to talk about The Legend of Zelda, so this is my mind is kind of blown right now. So, what got you into that? Like, where did you start on this journey?
I mean, if it helps, I am also playing the new Zelda.
No, I don't want to hear about that. Okay,
Okay.
anybody can talk about that. This this is something completely different that I want to hear about.
Well, I guess it started when I was a child, Anthony. I was I was raised in a very religious household, and then I went on
Mhm.
a whole religious journey through my childhood and my teen years. Of course, I had that very angry atheist phase that everybody goes through when they're raised Christian. Um, and then I kind of fell into a nice equilibrium with that kind of a few years ago after I got sober, and I decided that maybe religion was something I could be interested in, but not necessarily have to ascribe a belief to.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then I got really into Buddhism, and I kind of landed there, but my interest in religion never really waned. And I don't know. Recently, I was just like, I read a lot of books, and I'm not trying to brag. I read a lot. I read a lot of books, and one of them popped up. It was called "God's Secretaries" by Adam Nicholson, and it was just that. It was like uh, an exploration of the historical and political context of the King James Bible and
Mhm.
the writing, preparation, and publication of it, and then the aftermath. And I haven't even finished the book because I keep on like hitting a point. Yeah, I keep hitting a point where I'm like, that sounds fucking fascinating, and then I end up diving into researching some other topic, and then I've just kind of been expanding in all these different elements of Christian theology from the 15 to 1700s.
That's pretty cool. I'm kind of just like admiring the fact that you have like the ability to put any kind of effort into researching something, even something that you're not like a heavily belief in. Like it's just there are some things that I'm like really motivated to want to know about, and then the second I start doing anything about it, I'm just like, okay, let me just go watch YouTube or something.
Well, give me an example. What's something that you that you started the process with and then you didn't?
Like coding, I really want to code. Like, I don't really care about the programming language. I just want to learn one. But then I'll start watching like a video on it, and then I'll start like doing some practice, and then I'm just like, okay, I just can't do this
I'm
anymore. I
with
don't.
you on that, man. I've written "Hello World" in like 6 different languages, and I've never gotten farther than that. It just doesn't do
Yeah,
it for me.
yeah. I was kind of sad. Like, I went back to college when I was 27. I think is when I went back, and I initially went there for computer programming. And then when I met with my first advisor, he seen because I went to college after high school, and I was doing electrical engineering technology, and I had to take calculus there. And he was like, "Oh, I see you took calculus at another college, So instead of doing computer programming, you should try wide area networking because it's like computer programming but with math. And I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds cool. Which in fact, it's not. It's nothing like. There is math at like the core of it, but it's not like difficult math. Like you have to know about like subnets and like IP addresses, which have to do with math, but it's not like difficult math.
So you feel like
It's
you got catfished a little bit by your
yeah. I
advisor?
definitely wish I would have stayed in computer programming, um, because then I would have been forced. Like I was spending money, so I had to actually like I would have to actually learn it.
Is that a good reason to do things? That what's that? The sunk cost fallacy, right?
Yeah, but like okay, so at that point in time, I just had my first child.
Boo.
I just got married,
Boo.
just got, just had my first child, and my wife was paying for my schooling. So if I didn't put any effort into it, then I was like, not only was I like cheating myself out of education, I was also like
You were
stealing my
cheating
wife's
your
money,
wife.
basically. So I had to try no matter what I got put into.
Bro, is that what happens when you get married? Like you just start falling into these commitments that you didn't want to be in?
Um, no, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
This
Because you
is,
have a child. You have three of them.
but I enjoy. Like I wanted children.
Did
It's not
you?
like yes, I did.
Weird.
Yeah, yeah,
It wasn't
yeah.
just
It's
three accidents.
no. These were no.
Did you plan
We
every single one of them? The way you're hesitating makes me think that at least one of them was an accident.
so I don't want to call like an accident. Sounds like it was like it wasn't an accident. It's not like we were the first two we were 100% trying for. The
Mm,
third one, it wasn't. We weren't not trying. Like we didn't like talk about it, but we just weren't doing anything to avoid it. If that makes
okay.
sense.
So the third one was like the whatever baby.
Mhm.
Okay.
We
Which one
didn't
is
put
that?
any planning into it, but we weren't avoiding it.
Yeah, and which baby is that?
Antonio.
All right, I'm writing that down so when he's old enough, I can tell him that he's got to have a baby.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'll let him
Antonio.
know too.
Got to keep
Yeah,
him humble.
it's like mostly me having to go back to college was all my fault in the first place because I should have done what I needed to do the first time I went to college. So I had very, I still have this issue with like motivation, where I'll be really into something and then just completely lose any ability to put any effort into it for like 2 weeks straight. So when you add that with World of Warcraft rating, you get a bad combination.
Is that what happened your first year of college? Your first go at college? World of Warcraft fucked you over?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah, I was playing World of Warcraft in my second year of college is like when I really started playing it, or my second semester. And then I got into a guild, and then I started raiding in a guild, and then I like was leading a raid. So then like I felt like I had an obligation to be like we spent 8 hours a week, like 2 4-hour days every week. So instead of doing homework, I was doing that.
That's
And then
pretty
I got into
badass, dude.
comedy. So
Oh, and then it all went downhill.
yeah.
Well, congratulations, man. I mean, you fucked up college twice, and you still got like a wife and three kids.
Yeah, thank you. It's going well now. I mean, I'm as much as I would have rather have gone into computer programming, going into the wide area networking, I met somebody that I like my mom's friend's son who I knew a long time ago, and then he just happened to be in one of my classes, and then he was working for where I work now, and he was like, "Hey, here's an opening. You want to apply for it?" And so he pretty much got me into the job I'm in now, which is pretty nice.
Congratulations, man. You got lucky.
Thank you. Yes, very
Yeah,
lucky. Yeah,
that's good shit.
yeah.
We
So,
were no, go ahead.
since we're talking about jobs, I don't know if you still are. I know you moved to another place. I don't know if you're still selling mattresses.
No, I'm not. I work for libraries now.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I sell digital distribution platforms to libraries. I probably shouldn't say my company's name because I don't. I go by my birth name at work, and my comedy name is separate because I don't want to get fired again. So
Yeah, that's fine. I won't. I'm not going to force you to say the name here. But
appreciate it.
I was mostly just trying to ask about the whole selling mattresses thing,
Yeah,
because
what do you
that
want to
sounds
know?
like it just sounds like, how does that happen? Like, how do you get into that? And then,
I
and
got
then how
I
is the
got
job once you started that?
well, I got into it. Uh, f- there was this girl that I knew in college who was roommates with this girl that I dated,
Hmm.
and it's funny that we talk about this and the King James Bible at the same time because this yeah because like this girl that I was dating, she was a Christian girl
Hmm.
who was very religious, and the fact that I wasn't religious at the time was like a big problem. But that was kind of hot because it was like a Romeo and Juliet thing, you know. And I remember one day she was like, if anybody could make me take off my purity ring, it would be you. And I was like, fuck. And I had to just stay, just keep going to church with her, and that didn't work out. And that didn't work out. But she had a friend who lived with her, and her friend was a real party girl, and I would hold back her hair when she would throw up. And fast forward like 9 years, and that girl's like, "Hey, do you want a job selling mattresses?"
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and then like her boss came into town and interviewed me at like a Starbucks, and he thought that I could sell some shit, so he gave me a job as a mattress salesman.
Wow. Have you done any kind of sales before that?
Nope.
Wow, that's insane to me.
Yeah, I interview very well, I guess. Not now,
I
but typically.
yeah, one time I'm also really bad. I'm really bad at interviews. I One time when I was trying to interview for Family Video, they asked me what my favorite movie was, and I said Shrek.
Is that why did you get the job?
No.
Holy
So
shit.
you never did sales, and then you started selling mattresses.
Yes, sir.
What is that like?
Well, okay, so I did not work for Mattress Firm, which is like
Hmm.
the big store that everybody knows about. I worked for a smaller company.
Hmm.
Maybe I don't know if I could even call it a smaller company because they were owned by the Tempur-Pedic company,
Yeah.
but they were like a direct retailer for Tempur Sealy products, but they didn't have the same kind of footprint that Mattress Firm has.
Hmm.
So, a busy day was like two people coming into the store, and um, and there were some weeks like I might not see somebody for 3 or 4 days, and it's a retail environment, so they're like 10, 12 hour days where you're just kind of hanging out, just waiting for
Hmm.
somebody to come by and give you $6,000 for a mattress. And
I'm Oh, you can go
no,
ahead.
you go ahead. You go ahead.
I'm pretty sure I you worked it was like in a small building, right? with
Yeah.
next to the Buckeye.
Yeah, at one point,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that I went in there. This was before you worked there. I went in there when we were buying our mattress for our master bedroom, and when we were going in there, we already picked out a mattress somewhere else. But this was like, oh, maybe we'll just check this out. And then I knew as soon as we walked in that we weren't going to get a mattress there when they like brought us to that bed. They were like, "Hey, lay on this bed and it'll tell you exactly what like sleep number you're supposed to get." And then I was, this is going to be too expensive. We already found one that we want. There's no way we're going to buy a mattress here.
So do they lay you on like a thing that showed a diagram of your body with all the like a heat map and all the pressure points and shit like that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. That was the company that went out of business before mine came in.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah. No, when mine came in, we didn't have that. We had we we had a sleep profile where we had to grab the customers at the front of the store and like move them over to this table and sit their ass down and interrogate them on their sleep habits so, so that we could figure out exactly what kind of bed is right for you, and it's usually the most expensive one.
Really? That that's
Yeah,
crazy. I would
yeah,
have never expected that.
yeah, dude. And yeah, that if it was that one that I'm thinking of, they were probably plopping you down on something that was like 8 or 9 grand to start, and then they were going to work your way down if you objected to that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
we pretty much like we found a king size mattress somewhere else for like $800, and I think it was like 1,000 or something after shipping and all that kind of stuff. And so we were going into it saying, okay, if they have anything around that price point that we like, we'll probably get it here. And right away, everything was like way more expensive than that. And I was like, okay, we're wasting our time here. We we should just go.
That's what was fun is like all the really accessible good mattresses are near the front of the store. So if you want to get down to that $800 price range, you got to like march them past everything that they can't afford. Like it's like I've been flying a lot for work, and I
Mhm.
never really flew before, but there's something like that's really undignified about having to march past the first classers. Go back to your seat. There's like all these people with their nice wide chairs and their like angry furrowed brows, and they're just like smelling your peasant musk as you walk past them to get back to your dirty seat in the back. And like you got to go sit in back by that fucking bathroom that's like half an inch wide. It's disgusting, and oh my god! And then they come back and they're like, "You want any snacks?" And you're like, "Yeah, can I have a bag of chips?" And they hand you this tiny inch by inch bag of Sun Chips. And I'm like, "No, what about a real bag of chips? I see you got the real bag right there." And they're like, "That's not for you." It's like that, dude. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I've flown I've gone like I guess I've flown more than twice, like because each trip was like multiple rides. But technically, I've only flown like in my head, I've only gone flown twice, and it's been Spirit both times. And both of those plane or all of the planes I've been on have not had like a first class, so I don't even know what that experience is.
It's embarrassing, man. It's and then it's like I don't know. I don't know. I'm normally not this guy, but like if the bag that I'm carrying and hanging off of my shoulder like smacks a rich man in the elbow, that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
They got somebody who will massage it for them when they land or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's one of the they got their own like that was the weird thing too is first class and bitch class in the back. They got like different flight attendants too.
Hmm.
And they separate you two by a net. That's the weirdest part is they put up this net so you can't even see them. But then like they pull that net down and they have like the shiny like young attractive flight attendant up front, and then you got like these fucking dumpy 40 year plus tenured flight attendants in the back. It's fucking ridiculous, man. The whole system is bad.
Yeah, that's we flew to Portland last year, and we had to stop at Las Vegas before we got to Portland, and it was so weird. The second you get off the plane and are like in the airport in Las Vegas, there are slot machines, like an insane amount of slot machines, and you like just get into Vegas, which was like really jarring to me, not expecting you to just immediately be able to gamble as soon as you get off the plane.
Like in the airport?
Yes, in the airport.
That's horrible, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, like you know how the airports, well, at least this one had like a section where like four, I think like three or four different like airplanes took off in this one section, and they had like multiple of those all around the airport. So every single one of those sections had one, and then when you get into like the center where like the food court is, then there's one there. Like there's a big like casino type thing in there too. It was kind of crazy to me.
Dude, what a miserable species we are. What an absolutely disgusting, miserable fucking species we are that can't go 10 fucking minutes without being entertained even a little bit. I had a layover in LAX on this trip that I'm on right now. There was a
Mhm.
fucking gaming room. There was a big like an internet cafe, like 8 big PCs and just 8 big fat dudes sitting there playing their games in between their flights. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Next to a vending machine with $40 diapers, Anthony. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of it, man.
Yeah, that's wild.
No, I'm fine though. It's pretty good out here.
Yeah. So you said you're out there for work right now.
Yeah.
Are you able to do anything else? Like have any kind of
I'm
fun, or you just
no,
work?
I'm recording a podcast instead.
Yeah, thanks for that. I
Yeah, no
I
problem.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm in Sacramento right now, and I'm going on a guided tour of Richard Chase's Killing Spree.
Oh wow.
Yes, that's gonna be cool. I hope that's gonna be cool. At least it's probably just gonna be. I know, probably just gonna like get in a car with a bunch of strangers and take pictures of houses where people are living that had nothing to do with that shit.
Yeah, that's a fun tour though.
Yeah.
The problem I have is I listen to too many podcasts about serial killers. So I've heard of Richard Chase, but like every single serial killer's like thing, like whatever their MO is like all mixed together. So you tell me one serial killer and I think of every single other serial killer.
I mean, they're all kind of the same, aren't they?
Yeah, for the most part.
I mean, they all kill people and then whatever.
Yeah, and people should have been caught way before then, but
That's my favorite part. That's my favorite part of all those stories is the police being police get a tip that they should talk to the guy who had blood on his shirt, uh, and they're like, "Nah, he's probably just gay," and then they let him
yeah,
go. I love it.
yeah. What was that with? Is that Jeffrey Dahmer?
That was
He like
Jeffrey Dahmer
literally,
and Dean Corll. I think that happened too as well.
yeah, insane. Like literally, guy like bleeding out of his head, and nope, nothing. There was I think he was a Russian serial killer, Andre Chikatilo. I think that's his name.
Yeah, the Rostov Ripper.
Yeah, so he like his whole thing was like taking people from
From
like
train
a train
stations, right?
station. Yeah,
Yeah.
so then they had a bunch of police going to these train stations looking for this guy. He comes out of the woods with a bag full of stuff like that they should be looking for, and they let him go. Like how
He's like cleaning his hands in the fucking fountain. Not
you
me,
go
officer.
you got to look for a guy coming out of the woods with rope and a knife, and you find that guy and then you let him go. Just like how insane do you have to be to let that guy go?
And he got, if I remember it correctly, he got like 7 or 8 more victims after that. Like,
Yeah, probably just
yeah, he wasn't done yet.
insanity.
Uh, good stuff, man. Good stuff. We
Yes.
missed our calling, honestly.
That stuff makes me sad. Like when I learned about West Memphis 3, is that what it
Hmm.
is? That like made me just so upset just listening to that whole thing. Just the time after time, them just being horrible at their job just completely ruined these kids' lives. Just I can't believe it.
There was this is kind of related. So I listen to a lot of obviously I listen to a lot of those podcasts too and all this. Yeah, I love that shit. Um but I'm also like I don't know. I don't know. I try to be helpful and like recently this is a totally true story and I told my girlfriend this and she was like you're a fucking idiot. And but like I was driving out of the Mire in my hometown
Hmm.
and there was like it's like right off the highway so it's like a popular spot for people to stand with like signs that are like need money, need a little bit of help,
Hmm.
whatever. And there was this like young lady like 20 something years old. She was holding a sign that was like need a ride to anywhere, right?
Yeah.
And I was like sick, I'll give a hitchhiker a ride. I'll just give her a ride like across town, nothing to, and
Hmm.
I didn't worry about it. And then she gets in the car, and I didn't even think about it. I was listening to a true crime podcast. So the first thing she hears is like, and then she got into a car with a complete stranger. And 48 hours later, her body was in 6 places across 3 counties. And I panicked, and I was like, oh, that's not. Don't worry, that's not about me. Which, which like, didn't make her feel better.
Yeah, don't worry, that's not about me. Yeah,
Not
that's the
about
most
me. Don't
convincing thing you could have said at that point.
so, so I drove her across town, and like the rest of the car, the rest of the ride was like icy quiet. And drop her off at this Walmart,
Hmm.
and then I start driving home, and like she got out of the car in a hurry. She was like real scared, and like I said, I feel like such a fucking idiot. I wanted to diffuse the tension, so I was like, "Hey, see you later," which I shouldn't have said.
That's amazing. I think the only way you could have like started that off any worse instead of saying like, "Hey, that's not about me," is if you just like turned it up a little bit.
And then I felt
Uh,
real bad because then like I started driving away, and she was in such a rush. She like left her purse in my car. I had to turn around and find her.
She's probably like running. He's back.
I was like chasing, honking my horn, and she's like walking faster. And I'm like, no, I have your stuff.
So on like okay, there's a whole nother like side to that where you give somebody a ride. You're literally listening to a true crime podcast where at one point in time somebody probably picked up a hitchhiker and was later murdered for that. And so instead of you like heeding these warnings, you just completely go against it and pick somebody up, some stranger up anyways. And
Well, that's what like my girlfriend called me an idiot before I even got to the good part of the story. She's like, "You picked up a hitchhiker, you fucking moron! What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, she seemed nice."
Yeah, they always do. That's you don't like serial killers don't get away with it by not seeming nice. That's how people get caught faster if you're a weirdo.
Is that true?
I don't know.
Because I don't know, man. That Chikatilo guy seemed pretty fucked up to me, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Ugh.
That's wild. I've always thought about doing that, and then usually there's a child in my car, and I'm like, okay, I definitely I can't do that with the child in my car. Yeah, children stop me from doing a lot of stupid stuff.
Dude, that's got to be like a huge benefit to having three babies. Is man, first of all, you got to be on it like
Yes.
all the time, all the time. You are always just one mistake away from fucking up their lives and the lives of everybody around you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
do good.
Yeah, yeah, like there's been times where I've been like driving and I'm like, man, I've been sitting here waiting to get out of this like side road or whatever forever. Like maybe I can make it this turn, and then I'm like, look in the back, like, okay, maybe I'll wait. I can wait a little bit longer. I don't need to try to make it in this van right now.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't need to risk it.
Mm.
The other thing I was thinking when you first started that story was if you just were just like you forgot you had her in your car and you're just like driving, doing your own thing for
Just
like,
keep going.
yeah, like
The worst
15,
part
20
is like,
minutes. Oh, you're still here.
yeah, worst part is like we live in Ohio, so there was like a lot of empty cornfields on the way to that Walmart. There was a lot of good places to leave a body, you know?
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. But the Lord said, "Thou shalt not kill," so I wouldn't.
Oh yeah, that's that's good. Bringing it back to
You
the
like
King
that?
James Bible. Yeah,
Full
thanks.
circle, bro. Yeah. Anyway,
Thanks. I appreciate
yeah.
it.
You believe in
You're
God,
doing my
Anthony?
job better than I am.
You believe in God, Anthony?
Yes, yeah. I didn't start going to church until after I met Amber because she went to church. So I'm like the opposite of most people where instead of like growing up with it, I like my parents aren't my mom is Catholic, but she didn't like go to church often, or if she did, she like never took us to church. So I never really had any kind of religion growing up. I was just like maybe sure. I guess I was more agnostic than anything. And then I started dating Amber, and then we started going to church, and so then I started like practicing. So now I'm Catholic. I got confirmed and all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Um, yeah, it was mostly like going to the RCIA, which like you'd go to if you're an adult or like an older person trying to become Catholic. Um, that was really cool, like kind of learning about stuff more than what you learn about in church. Because a lot of the times, like they read the different readings, but then the homily has nothing to do with the readings, or it's just like about like a big topic going on at the time. So then you don't really learn anything more. So that was really cool going to the RCIA and kind of getting more in depth with the readings and all that kind of stuff.
Kind of getting into the catechism of the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice. That was
yeah.
always the fascinating part about Catholicism is very very heavily ritualized, and I always thought that was kind of fascinating the way they go about their practice.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I grew up in a more evangelical, like Protestant kind of setting, which they have their rituals and whatnot, but it's not so like because you guys have like the transubstantiation with the communion, and you guys are always kneeling and standing back up. Like, damn,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
No,
It's pretty much the same thing every time after like the first 15 minutes. So it's like three different readings, some different songs, and the homily, and then after that, it's like, all right, here goes the same thing every time.
see, when I go to the Buddhist temple, it's kind of the opposite. Like the opening and the meditation, like the opening liturgy with the chanting and the meditation, all that's kind of the same every single time. And then
Hmm.
there's like a we call it a dharma talk, so it's like a preach afterwards. Yeah, thanks for showing an interest in my religion, Anthony. Thanks for following up.
I
questions, bro.
okay. Listen, I wasn't sure if you were done talking or not. All right. You were
Anyway, I'm
saying
glad about your spiritual path. Ask me about mine, you
I
son of
was
a bitch.
about to. Okay, I I
No,
didn't
you
know if
weren't.
you were done. I thought you were going
No,
to
you
continue
weren't.
explaining what was going on. Okay.
No, I was waiting for you to show an interest in me.
Yes.
No, I
What
don't want to
got you
anymore.
into? Are you done now? What got you into Buddhism? Like, where did that
I got
path start?
sober, dude. That's what happened. I did that. I did that dumb sober guy thing where I. That's what happens. You either like find religion or you learn how to play guitar. So I got short fingers. So
You
no.
didn't go for like ukulele then?
Oh shit. No.
I'm done with this.
Yeah. No, I went to AA for a little bit, which is very
Mhm.
very heavily Christian. I mean they try to say that it's not, and like whatever. We can get into that if you want to as well. I
I
got
mean,
thoughts
that's
about
up to
that.
you. I'm down with whatever you want to talk about, really.
Well, I mean AA has a line in there we give ourselves over to God as we understand him is the addendum that they added to it to
Mhm.
make it sound a little bit less Christian so that you can kind of symbolize God any way that suits your personal needs. But, we also did it. I also went to AA in a church. So it wasn't
Oh.
like, yeah, it wasn't, it wasn't like separated or anything.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I was having a conversation with one of the other alcoholics over there because I still had a driver's license, so I was very popular, and, and like they always wanted to talk to me, and they always wanted to ride somewhere, and I was talking with him about that, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't really believe in this shit either. You should check out the Buddhist temple." And then you go into the Buddhist temple, and they're like, "The first noble truth is suffering," and I'm like, "Hell yeah!" And then it all kind of fell into place from there. It was pretty good.
Yeah, that's that's pretty cool. Just yeah, yeah, I can get into this. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
I
simple.
agree.
So so it's I don't know. That's just crazy. Does just it being suffering and then you're just like hooked after that?
No, I mean I'm simplifying the
Yeah.
process, of course, but it was like no, it's not even. I mean, even that I'm joking about the important thing in my life, but um, no, that was definitely like that first Dharma talk I sat through, and that first meditation I sat through, and having a conversation with the abbot afterwards about what I could expect from that place and that community. Uh, Kind of inspired me to keep going and continue with it, and then I just kind of kept up with it, and it's remained a very important thing to me since then.
That's cool. Uh I just I as a joke, I want to switch the subject.
Do it, do it, man.
No, I don't want to. Like, I want to talk about this more, but I thought it would have been funny if, like, as soon as you got done talking, and then I just like, so
Just
what's this about? And
made a big fart noise and some
yeah.
shit.
So let's go back to Zelda. No.
Dude, it's
So
absolutely horrendous. They took out the Gerudo outfit for this new game, so I don't get to dress Link up as my little femboy. I don't get to. He's not my little fuckable twink anymore. Now he's just
it's
he's just a man. Ew.
out of all of the like things criticism I've heard, like that's the only thing that's been negative about that game is that that outfit is not available anymore.
Yeah, that outfit's not available, and fire. I think it's fire fruit. Fire fruit, when you cook it, doesn't make a recipe that resists cold, and that's bullshit to me. Absolute bullshit to me. Like I can put like fucking like spicy peppers into shit, and I can resist cold, but I can't put fire fruit.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
mad.
wild.
Yeah, it sucks.
I probably will never play that game. I've never played the first one, but watching
Like the
TikToks of that
Legend of
game is
Zelda, or
no, yeah, I haven't played a Zelda since probably Ocarina of Time, like really played one.
hell yeah,
I haven't owned any, or no, actually I played Wind Waker when I rented it one time. But
hell yeah.
that was about it. I don't own a Switch, and I'd probably never buy one. But I enjoy watching TikToks of that game because of
People like
just the
making
amount
shit.
of absurdity that people do in that game.
It's good stuff, man. Lots of dicks spitting fire.
So I've seen somebody. So yeah, that was like one of the first thing I seen is somebody making like a giant statue with a dong,
Dude,
and
that's
then
all I've been doing.
today somebody made a statue, but they put the steering stick on the dong, so you can actually drive, which was pretty wonderful.
So good, man. I love it. Dude, it just I don't know, it has that nice Minecraft appeal of make a
Hmm.
big dick and then shoot lava out of it.
Like you could just do whatever you want in that
Just a
game.
good spicy nut, you know?
Yeah, that game, like, yeah, it does seem like the Minecraft thing where it's pretty much anything you put your mind to, you can figure it out. I always got like really impressed when people were like, "Hey, I made a Game Boy, a working Game Boy Color on Minecraft, and you can play Pokemon." It's like,
Dude, that's
how did you
amazing, isn't
even
it?
do that?
Right? Like imagine having that kind of autism and what you could accomplish with that.
Yeah, that's
Truly
that would be
impressive.
wonderful.
It's truly impressive. I don't know the engineering skill that it takes to make something like that happen. Probably the sort of the sort of skills that you would have taken had you like done well in college. You know, kind of.
Yeah, that would have been awesome if I could have done that. If if that guy didn't see that I did math one time. The worst part about that is he was not my advisor after, like, he left after that semester, so I never had him as an advisor again.
Let this ghost of a man help define your future.
Exactly. It's like
Amazing, dude.
I like email the college. I'm like, hey, I'm trying to talk to my advisor. He hasn't worked here in 100 years.
Ooh.
How did I get signed up? I don't know what's going on.
You believe in ghosts,
No.
but you do believe in God.
Yeah.
What about the Holy?
And
What about the
listen,
Holy
nothing
Ghost?
nothing has to make sense, okay?
What about the Holy Ghost, man?
Okay, that's different. That's not
How is
like
that different? It's a ghost. It's in the name.
yeah, but it's like not some things are ghosts and not everything's a ghost, okay?
Like what?
Well, okay, so it's not like it was like God had unfinished business, so he was stuck here, you know. Uh, yeah, it's
That
yeah,
would be
ghosts.
fucking wild, wouldn't it? Like Christ coming back and haunting the fuck out of Pontius Pilate.
I would love to believe in ghosts, but there has never been like enough proof for me for ghosts, which I understand also religion, but like
I was gonna say, man, you converted because you fell in love. Like, how is that any more or less proof than fucking Zach Baggins on Ghost Adventures hearing a sound in the distance?
so okay, the whole reason I believe in a god is like, why is anything like why does anything exist?
Okay,
Something happened to make this exist. I'm not saying the Big Bang doesn't exist. I'm saying it could have been started by somebody. All right, I
you're
don't
saying God did it.
exactly. Yeah,
All right, specifically the Catholic one.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just nothing about ghosts to me seems real. I would like to believe in ghosts, but I just don't.
Why would you like to believe in ghosts? What advantage does that give you if ghosts are
Uh,
real?
just like the idea of adventure, you know?
That's
Like when you
adventurous to you? Like somebody's
oh,
fucking with your cabinets all night?
okay, I don't say I wanted to be haunted. I just wanted to, like I
You want
wanted to
somebody else to
believe
be
in the
haunted.
idea of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I want someone else to be haunted and then to think
Okay,
about
so
it.
it's fine. It's fun as long as it's not happening to you. Okay.
Exactly. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
Spoken like a
haunted
true
by
fucking
ghosts.
Catholic right there. Spoken.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it.
No, dog. No. No, I don't believe in ghosts either.
I like a lot of ghost stories, but I just never.
Oh, I love that spooky shit, man.
Mhm.
I love that. I love going to like on haunted tours. And they're
Mhm.
like, if you stand right here, it's cold. And you stand and it's chilly and you're like, holy shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. And they're like, right right here, a man died. And I was like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably anywhere you go, somebody has died.
I can fucking spin around and take a piss and find a spot where a dude died.
Yeah, I don't like. Okay, so I understand that I don't like. I don't believe in ghosts, but I also am afraid of ghost tours. Like I don't.
Really?
Yeah, I just the idea of them freaks me out. I don't know. I think
Now,
if
why
you're
is
around people, like the feelings in the air, and everybody's kind of like feeding off of each other's like creeped outness.
right? You don't like that tension.
Yeah,
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 you feel that tension too much. See, that's where we're different. Is I really enjoy that kind of tension, and I don't know. I like that kind of communal discomfort that you get when you're in a crowd of people that are having a bad time. There's something about that that's like really appealing to me.
is that
That's why I like to, like
that's
my
why you did
girlfriend.
stand up and
Yeah,
were
that's right.
hosted an open mic.
That's I just did a show this past weekend, and Jacob Barr said that he'd never seen a crowd like so enthused, but also so terrified during the show before. But it's like I live for that shit. It's the same reason I go like my girlfriend has like in her apartment she's got a washer and dryer set up, but I never do my laundry there because I like going to the laundromat because I like when everybody's like just upset in the same room. There's something that's, that's really just delicious and it makes the air thick and soupy and I don't know, it's just fun. I like it.
Yeah,
Makes me
most
feel
people
alive.
aren't there because they want to be there.
They're all there because the circumstances of their life have led them to a place where they can't do laundry in the comfort of their own home. And I want to be there
Exactly.
for them. Yeah.
um, have you heard of the stories of like staircases in the woods?
What?
Yes, it's the craziest
But there's
thing.
no basements.
What?
But there's no basements.
It's just staircases in the woods where they're like, there's just random staircases in the woods, like not attached to anything. Some of them can look like brand new. Some of them look like they were in a house at one point in time, but they're just not anymore. And like rangers and stuff, they don't want to talk about it
Why don't they want to talk about it?
because it's just like it's one of those like
It's because they're in
creepy
on it.
things. What was that?
It's because they're in on it.
They might be in on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just I was listening to. Have you ever heard of Corpse Husband?
Yeah. With that like
So
really sexy voice.
yeah, yeah, he did. He had like a bunch of series where he would just like read off like real stories and stuff like that. And he had one that was probably like an hour and a half long of just this guy who was becoming a park ranger, and like all of his stories about it. And he would continuously talk about seeing these staircases out in the woods. And anytime he would talk to any of the other rangers about it, they would like tell him to like shut up and like try to keep it quiet. And nobody wanted him to talk about them because of just some like mysterious stuff.
Well then
Like
how are they
apparently
how they
somebody like went and stepped on one, and then like something happened to his like hand, it like got cut off or something like that. I don't know. Just That kind of stuff is fun to listen to, but I
That
don't know.
sounds fake, Anthony.
It does sound fake. I know.
That sounds made up. You're making that one up.
That okay, it might have.
Corpse husband made that one up.
He might have made that one up, but I'm just the idea of like stairs being out in the woods. That's kind of crazy.
That's spooky.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you get to the stairs? So you can't step on them because then your hand falls off.
I don't know. I don't know exactly what the whole thing was. I think that was maybe one of the stories. Something happened to somebody's hand when they stepped on one. I don't know. I don't know exactly what you're not supposed to do, but I just know that you're not supposed to like acknowledge them when you're around them.
like when you notice a disabled man out in public. Like, nope, that's a normal man with working legs.
Yeah,
Anyway, cut that joke out.
Yeah, you got it.
That's a really dirty trick that the spirits of the forest are playing. Because, like, I see stairs, I want to step on them.
Exactly. That's
That's
the
like
whole
all
point.
you do with stairs.
Yeah, it's the easiest trick in the book. You just
Yeah.
put stairs somewhere, and no, somebody's gonna step on them.
Dude, you put stairs in front of me, I'm going up. Maybe down. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know how you'll start off down if it's at the top of the staircase and you're at the bottom, but you
Well,
can
like,
try.
I mean, maybe there's a basement in this woods.
You got
Yeah.
it.
That's how I know the shit that you're talking about is made up because there's no basements in the woods.
You know, you're right. Yeah, I was making that all up.
I know you were, Anthony. You were trying to trick me.
Another crazy thing about that they were talking about is like people who would randomly go missing in the woods and then be found. Like there was a couple of stories of children going missing for like days or weeks at a time, and then they show up like miles away from where they were missing, but not like they were still able to get food and stuff, but nobody knows how or how they survived or how they like got this far away, and the
So these
kids
kids are
really
okay.
don't know what's going on. And just
The kids don't know.
yeah, or they'll say like random stuff. Like somebody said that there was somebody helping them, but it was like a shadow person or something like that.
Like a black man?
No, no, like a shadow, like just somebody who is.
Oh, like a literal shadow.
Yeah, not a.
Okay.
I wasn't. I wasn't trying to be racist there.
That sounded like you were. I was like, you can't say that. I don't know. I feel like those kids are making that up too.
That could be, but
Yeah.
still, like, how do they get there?
The
Why?
kids are in cahoots with the forest carpenters. You gotta be, dude.
Yeah, the kids put the stairs there. That's what they were doing that whole time is they were putting stairs up.
The kids were child labored into putting these stairs together, led by the shadow man. Nah, I don't buy it.
Yeah, I don't blame you. These stories I heard like probably 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm telling you stories that I didn't research, and
Well, yeah, these are right in the
heard
middle
for so
of
long,
right in the
so-
middle of the pandemic, dude. You couldn't even go outside to confirm them.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast, Mark. This has been fun.
Oh, you're done
really
talking to
enjoyed
me now.
it. What?
You're done talking to me now?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. We're done. We're done.
All right.
Is that okay?
Bye.
No.
Love you, Anthony.
I love you too.